Hey guys, here's a video on the history and meaning of ASL. You will hear LSE Chris reading and myself giving you some basic examples of ASL. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
American Sign Language is a language that incorporates mind and picture-like images to express and convey abstract ideas and concepts. Also, ASL uses space and movement to convey meaning. ASL is used in Canada and the US. ASL is most similar to French Sign Language. ASL and the culture are transmitted from generation to generation primarily through residential schools and deaf adults. Did you know that facial expressions, head movements, and eye gaze in ASL is primarily grammatical?
Okay, so the next thing is signer's face. So I'm wearing a mask right now, so you guys are probably not going to be able to see, but ASL is all about your facial expressions. So like, for example, for saying yes, you would raise up your eyebrows. So your eyebrows would go up like yes. And then for no, it's like no. So you like squint your face. So that would be facial expression.
While watching another person sign, it is appropriate to focus on the signer's face. The most effective way to communicate with a deaf person is to use sign language or an interpreter. You should always use your dominant hand to sign. If you are ambidextrous, choose one hand as your dominant hand and be consistent. Finger spelling is mainly used to give names of people, places, and identify brands or movie titles. When you fingerspell a word, try to keep your hand slightly to the right of your face and below your chin. Avoid bouncing each letter.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is finger spelling. So finger spelling is usually when you've already learned like the alphabet. So for example, A, B, C, D, right? So if you know all the alphabet, then you're able to finger spell. For example, if you don't know the sign for T, you would just finger spell. So you'd be like T, E, A. That would be T. Or you would use it for your name. So for example, my name is Liz, so it would be L-I-Z. And that's how you finger spell.
Finger spelling is not a substitute for a sign. If you do not know a sign for a word, first try to act it out, point to it, describe gesture, draw. Finger spelling should be used as a last resort. When you see a finger-spelled word, you should try to see the shape and movement pattern of the word rather than try to see each letter.
Okay, hi guys. So I'm going to show you guys what the difference is from space and movement. So space would be the area that you are signing in. So usually it's this spatial area from your waist to your head. So for movement, it's the way we shape our hands to show a meaning. So for example, like climbing, we're gonna climb up. Or we're gonna close a door, open and close a door.
Remember to use spatial organizing when talking about people, places, or things. Referents that are not in the immediate environment. Establish a specific location for reference, name it, and then you can refer to it again by pointing to the same location.
So reference, that is when we are going to refer to somebody else. So if we're in the same room and they're at a distance and I want to say, he is over there, I will point, he is over there. So you're gonna point to the person, or she is over there. If it's a thing or an object, you could still point to it, and it would be an animate object. So if it were on a table, I would be pointing to it.
To answer a question with a negative response, you can shake your head, not, sign no, answer the question with the correct information, or you can sign none. The typical grammar for ASL is time, topic, and comment. Did you know that in the deaf culture, when you arrive late to a meeting, it is expected that you stop and explain why you were late? How would you get a deaf person's attention? Simply wave to the person or touch the person. Other commonly used modes are to flash the lights or stomp on the floor. Go.
Okay, so here's an example of a hearing person trying to get the attention of a deaf person.
Only a small percentage of hearing parents learn sign language. Consequently, deaf children develop strategies for communicating with people who do not sign. Some strategies are pen and paper, gesturing, lip reading, speech, adapting sign to others, home signs, or using an interpreter.
This is an example of pen and paper. So if you want to write to somebody that is deaf because you don't know ASL, this is how you would communicate. So what I signed is, my name is L-I-Z, Liz.
When signing numbers 1 through 5 should be signed palm in.
Okay, so now it's an example of palm in for numbers. So your palm will be facing towards you, and then you'll count. So I'll give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's palm in.
In 1817, the American School for the Deaf was started in Hartford, Connecticut. In 1864, the first university for the deaf was established, Gallaudet University. Sign language hand formations: hand shape, hand location, hand movement, hand orientation. Bell ringer. Many schools use a philosophy called total communication, TC. This means every type of communication, including ASL, lip reading, and oral speech, are taught. The first school for the deaf, Royal Institute for the Deaf and Mute, was established in Paris during 18th century. Laurent Cleric became the first United States deaf sign language teacher. ASL is now the 4th most used language in the United States.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video.